This comment from a husband was so insulting and yet kind of true when it came to taking prednisone. This is what he said. Wife is on 10 milligrams of prednisone and 2,000 milligrams of mycophenolate twice daily. Sleeps all the time and craves sweets. Fat in abdominal area. Looks like a circus clown. Any ideas? So I think this is coming from a place of love, but generally just marriage tip here. Calling your wife a circus clown is not going to be going over well. Not good marriage practice, but it's kind of accurate when it comes to prednisone, right? Prednisone is causing the big round belly and the big round face that kind of looks the shape of a clown mask or a clown with padding on their face or something. So I get it. Looks like a circus clown. So any ideas? I have a lot of ideas. I want to share with you what could be causing the wife to look like a circus clown and what she can do about it. So prednisone is a miracle medication. And it sounds like this person must have a lot of things going on because she's also on mycophenolate. So that's another medication that's an immunosuppressant. And so she must have some really bad autoimmune condition or something like that. And so if she is sleeping all the time, there's a few potential reasons why. So we're going to cover it in the order of his comments. Sleeps all the time, craves sweets, fat abdominal area, looks like a circus clown. Okay, we're going to go in that order. Sleeps all the time. So prednisone is a steroid. It is mimicking our body's naturally occurring hormone, cortisol. And cortisol is created by Mother Nature to help us survive really stressful situations. And it is meant to be kept in a rhythm or like a dance, a yin and yang, with another hormone called melatonin. When cortisol goes high first thing in the morning, and it slowly goes down throughout the day. And it's kind of like the sun rising. It rises in the morning and then sets at bedtime. The total opposite is melatonin. It rises at bedtime and sets in the morning. It's like the moon. Melatonin is the moon. Cortisol is the sun of our sleep-wake cycle. And he's saying that she sleeps all the time. And there's two things that I consider when somebody's sleeping all the time. Either they are not getting good quality sleep during the night, and so they're having to make up for it during the day, or they don't have a lot of energy, and so they just kind of have nothing left to do aside from sleep. So let's talk about the first, which is the quality of sleep. Prednisone is making it so that the cortisol doesn't just go to here and then fall off. It's shooting off the charts and falling rapidly. And that messes up melatonin because they're kind of in a dance. Like when one goes this way, the other, follows it. And so if the cortisol goes super high, the melatonin goes super low. They did studies of healthy young male adults who just took one dose of dexamethasone, which is another steroid like prednisone. And one dose was enough to throw off more than half of their metabolism and their sleep-wake cycle. They were completely suppressed in their ability to make melatonin. Healthy young males. Now, this woman has a lot going on, so there's a lot more than just a healthy young male is dealing with. And so her ability to make the nighttime hormone that makes you feel drowsy at the appropriate time when the sun sets, to be able to fall asleep and then stay asleep and then have it wear off in the morning and have cortisol kick in to wake you up, that whole system is broken right now. She's not having a circadian rhythm. That's what it's called. A circadian rhythm. It's a circle around the sun and it's not working. So what do we need to do? We need to support the circadian rhythm in whatever ways we possibly can. First of all, we need to support it with lifestyle. So having a really good sleep hygiene, avoiding looking into devices or screens, TVs, computers 2 hours before bedtime, only using the bedroom for sleep and sex, and lots of other amazing tips. Here are my best sleep tips, but that's not all. We need to give the system back the ingredients for good sleep. Prednisone is depleting your ability to make melatonin. It's because it's stealing one of the building blocks called magnesium. So we need to give back magnesium while on prednisone. And my favorite kind is called magnesium glycinate. That's because it's magnesium attached to a glycine amino acid. This amino acid can cross the blood-brain barrier and help you feel calm. And so it's a 1-2 punch. You get the magnesium to help build the melatonin, and you get the glycine to help you feel calm and rested in your brain. And that really helps support a person getting restful sleep at night. Then you also need to replenish the melatonin itself to supplement melatonin. And that is because your body's just not making it right now. So you need to take melatonin. I recommend starting at just 1 milligram at night to see how it works. Build up to 2 milligrams. And if needed, you can keep going higher. Up to 20 milligrams a day is the complete max, but most people should probably stop at 10 milligrams or they're going to wake up super drowsy or not wake up very well. They'll be just drowsy. So then the second factor to consider in a person not having energy to get out of bed, just sleeps all the time, is because prednisone is depleting other nutrients that are really important for energy. B vitamins, folate, and other things are important and are being stolen by prednisone. And so we need to give those back, replenish them so that you have the tools to use the energy in your body. All right, I think we covered sleeps all the time. Now let's go to craves sweets. So prednisone, like I mentioned, mimics our naturally occurring hormone cortisol. And cortisol is designed to help us survive a disaster, like a famine or a war. And if we are in a famine or a war, if we see any food, we're just going to eat it quickly and then keep running away from the war or keep running to the next source of food. Mother Nature wants you to simply survive. And so in that light, you will be simply just trying to get the easiest way to eat. Mother Nature wants you to go for the honey and the berries instead of having to sit there and wait for hunting an animal and waiting for it to be killed and taking all the time that it would take to grow a farm and raise all those crops and wait 6 months. You don't have time for that. You just need that instant fix just to get you to the next thing. And so Mother Nature makes you crave sweets. Really helpful in those disasters, not helpful when you're taking prednisone for a medical condition. And I think the next few are all related in what's causing them and the solution. So I'm going to cover them all together, their solution at the end. So fat in the abdominal area. Again, prednisone is mimicking cortisol. And one of the side effects of cortisol is when it's really high, it causes fat redistribution. That means it's taking fat from your arms and legs and placing it other places like your face and your belly. And that's not flattering. So he said fat abdominal area. That's exactly right. That's where it gets placed. And that looks like a circus clown, the moon face. So that's both of those things. That's what's happening on a macro level with the macronutrients. The fat is being moved to those other places. So what are my ideas for what a person can do about this? Well, one of the ways prednisone and cortisol are causing us to crave sweets, to redistribute fat, to get high blood sugar, to get diabetes, all of these metabolic complications, is prednisone is stealing other nutrients from the body, such as chromium. Chromium is a metal mineral that is normally in really small amounts in the body, but prednisone is making you pee it out. And so you don't have enough of this. Why do you need it? Well, you absolutely have to have chromium along with insulin and glucose in order for the insulin to be able to use the glucose properly to bring down your blood sugar, to let the glucose from the blood into the cell, to keep your blood sugars regulated. You have to have chromium. And when prednisone is stealing it, making you pee it out, you don't have enough. And so the high blood sugar just stays high. There's nothing allowing it to be used properly. So when we give back the chromium, it's been shown to reverse steroid-induced diabetes. Mind-blowing. And my favorite kind of chromium that was in the studies with the headline reverses steroid-induced diabetes is a special kind called chromium picolinate. Chromium picolinate has evidence that it helps stabilize blood sugars and helps to stabilize muscle loss. So prednisone is not only causing redistribution of the fat, but it's also stealing muscle mass. So somebody who ends up on prednisone isn't just looking like a circus clown. They also end up looking like a watermelon with toothpick arms and legs. That's what a person ends up looking like. And so what we need to do is give back chromium in the form of chromium picolinate. And it will help support muscles, so there's not as much muscle loss. And it will help support blood sugars, so there's not as much weight gain, and that the blood sugars are more stabilized. And so you can do that by taking chromium picolinate. The dose in the studies was 200 micrograms 3 times a day. Then there are a few other things that can really help, and those include berberine. Berberine is a plant-based alkaloid that helps to stabilize blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, and weight. One person called it nature's Ozempic. It's a really powerful plant-derived thing that is often used in Ethiopian spices, and it's a yellow powder. And it is really powerful in helping you minimize the crave sweets, fat abdominal area looks like a circus clown side effect. And you can take anywhere from 15 to 1,500 milligrams a day. But I would work your way up to the 1,500 milligrams a day by taking, start with just 500 milligrams a day, see if you can tolerate it. And then after a week or two, go up to 2 capsules of the 500 milligrams, 1 at your biggest meal to start with, and then 1 at 2 meals. And then week 3, go out to 1 at all 3 meals a day to help support you in preventing this weight gain from worsening. Finally, Mother Nature has a delicious spice that you probably already have in your spice cabinet, and it's cassia bark. What is cassia bark? It's cassia cinnamon. You might not have cassia exactly. You might have a different kind of cinnamon in your medicine cabinet, but the type of cinnamon with the most studies is cassia cinnamon to support you with healthy blood sugars, to minimize the cravings of sweets. So a simple thing you can do is just shake cinnamon on any dish that you can find that it would be appropriate and maximize your intake of cinnamon to help support your blood sugars. And if you're a little overwhelmed with all of these different ingredients and supplements and herbs that you need to take, and you're thinking, wow, that's going to take like 15 capsules a day and cost me thousands of dollars a month in supplements, I've got exactly what you need. I personally had to take prednisone and I felt horrible, and I kind of did feel like a circus clown. And so I decided there's something I can do with my doctor of pharmacy training. My experience working in a compounding pharmacy, making specialized capsules for people based on their individual needs. And that is, I created a supplement designed specifically for people on prednisone to support you with all of the ingredients I've mentioned so far. It's got the chromium picolinate at 200 micrograms per dose. It's got melatonin. It's got magnesium glycinate. It's got cassia bark. It's got berberine. It has exactly what you need, plus even more, a total of 17 ingredients to replenish what prednisone has been stealing. And it's called Nutranize Zone. This is it. I had to put a do not separate sticker on it because the warehouse kept cutting it apart at Amazon. So you can get it at nutranize.com, nutranize.com, or on Amazon. And that way you can simply take 2 in the morning and 2 at bedtime to support you while on prednisone. It gives back the nutrients stolen so that you can minimize looking like a circus clown and feel more confident and like yourself and minimize complications. So just go to nutranize.com today to get the support you need while taking prednisone. Signing off as Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.